All right. This is an update over release version 2.0.29 for Odyssey 2. This is also located in the Odyssey 2 release notes as part of the user guide. A couple bullets to go over here. Um, Calculations in the workflow from new estimates and now include paper transformation, from thickness, and by block. So what this means is I have an example of a new estimate that's in Odyssey here. And what this is referring to, for instance, if I go to the component, let's say media, and if I go to add calculations here and I open up per quantity, there is now the paper transformation tab here. There's also a calculate needed by block if that needs to be used. And also, let's say we want to add a calculation to a press. We go into this device for a press or any device. You go into the calculation, and you also see there's calculate per units for thickness. This might come more into play also for folds, for a folding device. So now estimates have the ability to have these different areas when working in the workflow for an estimate. Estimates can be opened up even when all the resources have not been set. And what this is referring to is I have requested estimates and I have a new one that's come in here. And if I click on the estimate tab and open it up, you will see that not all the resources, or really no resources, have been defined yet for this estimate. So that's what this third bullet is referring to. I should say second bullet, estimates can be opened up when not all the resources have been set. And real quick, just to let folks know, and maybe I should have mentioned this before where I'm viewing this. If you happen to be in Odyssey and you click on the Help Guide tab in the upper right, and you go under Release Notes, and we get into the Release Notes section, I am going over the version 2.0.29 that I was referring to earlier right here. So that's what I'm going to be going over. All right, continuing on. Jobs can start even when all the resources have not been set. So I have an example here. Here's a job, and I do not have one of my media resources set here. But as you can see, Odyssey will let me start this job if I so choose. So jobs can be started even if there happens to not be all of the resources set in the workflow for that job. Fourth bullet, if we go to the alerts, there are alerts for new orders and new estimates. And I did a couple of these the other day. And if I, for instance, drop down and kind of drill down to where these are, here's an example of a new order. There is a new order with EID 226. What's really nice is if you click on that order ID, Odyssey will take you directly and actually highlight the line number for that particular order ID or job ID. Very similar for estimates that have come into your print shop. I've done some estimates that have come in here. So if I scroll down here, I have new estimate, ID 24. If I click on this, Odyssey will take me to the list of requested estimates and highlight the line related to estimate number 24. So it's a really nice, quick way when you have an alert on a new order or new estimate, Odyssey will take you to that particular order and estimate so you can continue on. And one note related to alerts related to estimates. In the drop down, I have quite a few that are related to estimates, and I haven't gone through. I don't want to say it's hard to show, but if you send the estimate to the print buyer for accepting a price, and or when the user accepts the estimate, so you're accepting your estimate on behalf of the print buyer, the alert notifications related to the estimate will clear out of this list, so it does not clog the list. Continuing on, users are able to add notes to processes of a job within the job workflow. And here's an example that I have a process here of trimming a press sheet to finish size. There's a little sticky note or note icon. If you click on that, you can add a note to the process task or the process as a whole. So I'm going to add this note here, and I'm going to click save, and you see I have some other notes that I've added here. So adding a note at the process level will show up that little sticky note. And also, when you click on the little sticky note icon at the job level, here you'll see the notes related to each process will show up as well under process notes. Going through some additional updates that were released. Users will have additional detailed information related to the estimated cost and final cost for completed jobs. And where this is found, when a job is completed, so it would show up under jobs completed, there will then be a green dollar sign that's located next to the final cost line. And if you click on this little dollar icon, there's going to be a lot more information pertaining to that specific job, so you can get a feel for how profitable the job was and so forth. So this is additional information related to the process. These are the resources in the white lines for each process. And estimated and final costs will be displayed, and if there was a difference between the two, they will also be displayed in the difference column. And overall, the total cost for the job, and overall, the total profit for the job. And the last bullet for the notes is users will be able to see the status of processes in the list of tasks in progress jobs. So there's a task tab up here. And if I click on that, there's an in progress tab. So this is a quick rundown of your in progress jobs. And if you open up one of these, I have a quick example. If the start and end time is filled out and it's assigned to an employee, Odyssey will show the user the estimated completion date for this job. So I have some starting and ending dates and times here. Odyssey is estimating that this job will be completed today, which is March 22nd. That is all related to release v.2.0.29. We will be producing these short videos each time there's a release for Odyssey 2 for you to review. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.